In Part 5, the Survey Corps overcame Rod Race's schemes and seized control of the island. Because Historia had died in an earlier part, Erwin had no one to place on the throne, so Fritz and the nobility were left alone. Erwin and Zachary planned on rebuilding the military police to be loyal to them as a way to cement their control over the capital. But the warriors' assault on Trost put that plan in jeopardy. Now, the Survey Corps have exited the capital to face this new threat. The first thing I'll do is go over the power balance between the warriors and the Survey Corps. Peak, Reiner, and Bertolt are equal to their Season 3 counterparts, while Zeke is stronger. Zeke has had experience battling the Survey Corps and knows firsthand how dangerous scouts can be. He'll be alert to any attempts by the scouts to close the distance. On the Survey Corps side, things are mixed. They aren't reliant on untrained soldiers, thanks to Squad Levi and Mike surviving. Right now, Levi is at the same level as himself during the final battle. Eren cannot crystallize his Titan, which makes him weaker in hand-to-hand combat and removes the only way to reseal the walls. The scouts still have thunder spears, so Reiner can be brought down. Finally, the scouts are facing political pressure. By abandoning the capital, they effectively surrendered control to the nobility. Now they must win a decisive victory, or the nobility will seize the opportunity to dismantle the Survey Corps. Now that I've gone over the power balance, let's begin the story. The scouts learn from refugees and soldiers fleeing Trost that the situation has worsened since their departure from Walsina. Initially, the Titans did not attack the residents of Trost, but after a roar from the Beast Titan, all the citizens who were left behind were slaughtered. Despite the changing accounts, one story remained consistent. The gate to Walrose remained intact. The reunion of Levi with the rest of Squad Levi is brief, as Levi, not prone to self-pity, minimizes the extent of his injuries by stating they will not affect his duties. Levi knows of Eren's mental hangups and is less empathetic than Petra. Even if Eren failed before, no one can afford his weakness now. He must take action, and this time, it must be the right one. We see Eren swearing to himself that things will be different. He'll be facing the warriors again, and this time, he will win. During the journey to Trost, Mike repeatedly separates from the group to investigate a scent he suspects is from a Titan. Each time he gets close, the scent disappears, only to reappear a short while later. Mike identifies the scent as belonging to one of the Titan shifters and reports to Erwin that the enemy is watching them. Erwin welcomes the report. The warriors launch their attack to draw them out. Now that the warriors know they're coming, the gate to Walrose will not be destroyed. When the scouts arrive at Trost, things are quiet. The garrison has been completely wiped out, and the outer gate was destroyed. The city itself is full of Titans, but the warriors are nowhere to be found. It's obvious to the scouts that the warriors are preparing to ambush them. The only issue is Mike can't detect their scent, so it's unclear where the attack will come from. As the scouts inspect the city from atop the walls, a transformation rings out. From inside Walrose, a short distance from the gate, the armored Titan emerges. Reiner did not hide inside the walls because of the pure Titans inside Trost. Unlike Zeke's Titans, they are a threat to him. If he transformed inside the city, he would have had nowhere to go. Reiner doesn't attack, but instead stares the scouts down. Erwin believes Reiner is challenging them. Fight him or he'll destroy the inner gate, and it's obvious that Eren is his desired opponent. Erwin rejects sending Eren to face Reiner, so a standoff ensues. After a few more minutes, two more transformations occur. The first one is inside Walrose, just behind Reiner, and results in the Beast Titan emerging. The second one is from inside Trost, and the Colossal Titan emerges from that one. There isn't a ring of Titans surrounding the city. Because all of Zeke's titans are inside Trost, he had unleashed them when the warriors were assaulting the city. Even so, the scouts still can't retreat, because doing so would allow Bertolt to destroy the gate and unleash those titans upon Walrose. Peak rolls a large rock to Zeke, and he goes to work, destroying the buildings, protecting the scouts' horses. Reiner holds his position. His job is to intercept Eren if he goes after Zeke. Lastly, Bertolt is slowly moving towards the inner gate, daring the scouts to try and stop him. In Season 3, the scouts' biggest advantage was that the warriors split up. Zeke was outside Shiganshina, and Bertolt only joined the battle after Reiner was brought down. This time, the warriors are actively coordinating their efforts. As Bertolt and Zeke initiate their attacks, panic ensues among the scouts. New recruits, fearing Walrose's fall, advocate for retreat to Walsina, while others, particularly those with homes in Walrose, are prepared to fight at any cost. Levi pushes Erwin for orders, but Erwin is strangely indecisive. Should he prioritize Walrose or victory? Erwin is known for high-risk operations, but the idea of sacrificing the entirety of Walrose has even him hesitating. The scouts could ride their horses in every direction and converge on Zeke's position, but Bertolt will destroy the gate and Walrose will be lost. It's also possible the cart titan will save Zeke, making it all for nothing. Erwin opts for a dual focus on victory and protecting Walrose. The veteran scouts, including Hanji, Mike, plus the former cadets, will stay in Trost to delay Bertolt. They'll leverage Armin's observation that the colossal titan loses muscle mass after emitting steam, and launch continuous attacks on Bertolt. The rest, including Eren and Squad Levi, will position themselves outside Trost, prepared to back the effort against Bertolt, face Reiner, or attack Zeke's location as needed. The ensuing battles favor the warriors. Bertolt effortlessly repels the scouts by releasing steam in every direction, and when scouts are blown away, they're grabbed mid-air by titans. Armin is unable to think of a way to bring Bertolt down. I should note, even if Armin tried to sacrifice himself, Bertolt would not focus entirely on Armin because he knows there are other threats in the area, so any subsequent surprise attacks would fail. The scouts are powerless to stop Bertolt as he approaches the final gate. Reiner holds his position outside Trost as Zeke destroys the structures shielding the horses. Because Reiner and Zeke could be flanked by potential reinforcements, Peak is simultaneously scouting the area as she finds rocks for Zeke. When Erwin realizes that Bertolt can't be stopped, he begins the operation to capture Zeke. He instructs Squad Levi to position themselves atop Eren's Titan as Eren charges towards Zeke. Their job will be to deal with Reiner, who will most likely attempt to intercept Eren. As that's happening, the scouts will charge at Zeke and use flares to blind him. If the plan is successful, they'll capture the Beast Titan and potentially the Armored Titan. Walrose would still be lost, but it wouldn't be for nothing. During Squad Levi's first confrontation with Zeke, Eren had the upper hand, but chose to retreat in order to rescue his comrades. Levi warns Eren against making a similar decision here. No matter how many people he sees die, he must not turn back or lose sight of the mission. If the Beast Titan is not brought down, then all of their sacrifices would have been for nothing. When Zeke sees the flares, he instantly assumes a trap and begins scanning the battlefield. He spots Eren and orders Reiner to intercept him. Zeke then goes to work decimating the scouts. When Reiner reaches Eren, he notices the scouts atop him, but thinks nothing of it. Their swords are worthless against his armor after all. In unison, the members of Squad Levi quickly grapple onto Reiner and fire their thunder spears directly into his eyes before grabbing grappling back onto Eren. Reiner falls, and Eren pushes forward. Zeke doesn't notice any of this because the screams from the dying scouts and the impact from his rock throws drowns out the sound of thunder spears, while the flares obstruct his view of Reiner. At the start of the video, I mentioned Zeke being alert to any attempts at ambushing him. That will be the deciding factor here. Zeke isn't focused on pitching the perfect game, but on winning the battle. So despite entrusting Reiner to handle Eren, Zeke wants to confirm that Reiner was victorious, so he changes position to get away from the flares, and this leads to him spotting Eren. During Eren and Zeke's first exchange in part 2, Eren closed the distance on Zeke before he could properly react. This time, Zeke has more than enough time, and already has a rock in hand. With a single throw, Zeke obliterates Eren's Titan, and eviscerates all those atop him. A few moments later, Bertolt destroys the inner gate, and Titans begin pouring into all rows. Zeke finishes off the few remaining scouts, before ordering Peak to extract Eren. He does not want to touch Eren, because he wants to avoid activating the Founding Titan before he learns Eren is trustworthy. Zeke exits his Titan and leaps atop the Cart Titan. Peak races to Reiner before climbing up the walls. Bertolt releases steam again to create an opening to exit his Titan, and with that, the warriors escape. This was a bleak ending, but the warriors' victory was set in stone after they escaped during the Clash of Titans arc. They learned from underestimating the scouts and came back stronger. Meanwhile, the scouts had not acquired any new advantages to offset this. The battle was on their territory, but that turned into a disadvantage when Zeke weaponized the Titans inside Trost. If Eren could crystallize his Titan, Zeke weaponizing the Titans inside Trost would not have mattered, because the scouts could reseal the breach whenever it was convenient. If we follow a scenario where Zeke does not notice Eren, the series would still end here. After Eren lands a strike on Zeke, the brothers would be sent into the Pats. During Eren and Zeke's first encounter, Eren had unlocked a portion of Grisha's memories, which left him shaken. This time, he unlocks all of it, and it completely breaks him. Eliminating the Titans seemed impossible enough, and now he must face the entire world as well. Zeke exploits Eren's mental state to convince him to support the euthanasia plan, leading to a similar conclusion as in part 2, with Zeke's plan succeeding. Now, if Eren and Zeke don't enter the Pats, the most likely outcome is Eren accidentally unleashing the rumbling. His desire to defeat the warriors would translate into a command for the Wall Titans to attack them. This is why the What If series ends here. Unlike in part 2, where there was an alternate scenario where the story could proceed, each scenario triggers a series-ending event. What do you guys think? How would the survival of Squad Levi impact Attack on Titan? Leave your comments below, and I'll see you next time.